What would you do if praying could get you killed? This man didn't stop, and what happened next shocked an entire kingdom. In the vast empire of Babylon, under the rule of King Darius, there lived a man named Daniel. He was not just any man. He was wise, disciplined, and carried a spirit that set him apart from everyone else. So much so that the king himself planned to place him over the entire kingdom. But favor attracts envy. The other governors and officials watched Daniel closely. They studied his every move, searching desperately for a flaw, a mistake, anything they could use against him. Day after day, they followed him, whispered about him, and plotted in secret. But there was a problem. They found nothing. Daniel was faithful. He was honest. He was blameless. And that made him dangerous. Frustrated and desperate, they gathered together and said, "We will never find any basis for charges against this man Daniel unless it has something to do with the law of his God." That was it. If they couldn't break him, they would trap him. So they went to the king with a plan, one wrapped in flattery and deception. "O King Darius, live forever," they said. "We all agree that the king should issue an edict and enforce the decree that anyone who prays to any god or human being during the next 30 days, except to you, your majesty, shall be thrown into the lion's den." The king, pleased by their loyalty and blinded by their praise, agreed. Without hesitation, he signed the decree, making it law, unchangeable, sealed with the authority of the Medes and Persians. But the moment that law was signed, Daniel's fate was sealed. Or was it? Because when Daniel heard that the decree had been published, he didn't panic, he didn't hide, he didn't compromise. Instead, he went home, walked upstairs to his room, and opened the windows that faced Jerusalem. And then he did something that would cost him everything. He got down on his knees and he prayed. Not once, not in secret. Regret, panic, realization. He had been used. The Bible says in Daniel 6:14, when the king heard this, he was greatly distressed. He was determined to rescue Daniel and made every effort until sundown to save him. All day long, the king searched for a loophole, a way out, a way to reverse what had been done. But the law was unbreakable, even for a king. As the sun began to set, the officials returned, reminding him, "Remember, your majesty, that according to the law, no decree or edict that the king issues can be changed." The room fell silent. The decision had to be made. And so, with a heavy heart, the king gave the order. Daniel was brought forward. No resistance, no fear, just faith. As they led him away, the king said something that echoed into eternity. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." And just like that, Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. A massive stone was rolled over the entrance, sealed, locked, final. Or so it seemed. Inside that dark pit, the lions were waiting, hungry, restless, their eyes glowing in the shadows. This was supposed to be the end, but something no one could see was already happening. That night, the palace was restless. The king couldn't eat. He couldn't sleep. He refused entertainment. His mind was consumed with one question: is Daniel still alive? Hours passed. Every second felt like eternity. Meanwhile, in the den, something supernatural was unfolding, because Daniel was not alone. The Bible reveals in Daniel 6:22, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight." Can you imagine that moment? The lions, silent. Their power restrained. Their hunger subdued. Not by chains, not by force, but by the presence of God. Daniel sat in peace in a place designed for death, protected, covered, unshaken. And as the first light of dawn broke through the sky, the king ran, not walked, ran straight to the den. His voice trembling, he called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God whom you serve continually been able to rescue you from the lions?" For a moment, silence. Then suddenly, a voice answered, calm, steady, alive. "May the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions." At that moment, everything changed. The king was overjoyed. Daniel was lifted out of the den, and not a single wound was found on him. Not a scratch, not a bite, nothing. Why? Because he trusted in his God. But the story doesn't end there, because what happens next is even more shocking. The same men who plotted against Daniel were thrown into the lion's den, and this time there was no angel. The lions overpowered them before they even hit the ground. Justice had been served. And then something unexpected happened. King Darius issued a new decree, one that would echo across the entire kingdom. "I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel." He continued, "For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end." What started as a trap became a testimony. What was meant for destruction turned into a declaration of God's power. And Daniel, he prospered, not because the lions were weak, but because his faith was strong. So let me ask you again, what would you do if praying could get you killed? Would you stay silent? Would you compromise? Or would you kneel like Daniel? Because the truth is, you may not face lions, but you will face pressure. You will face opposition. You will face moments where standing for God feels costly. But remember this, the same God who shut the mouths of lions is still able to deliver, still able to protect, still able to turn impossible situations around. Your den is not your end. If you believe that, type Amen in the comments. And if this story strengthened your faith, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful Bible stories that will inspire, challenge, and draw you closer to God. Because your next breakthrough might just begin with one prayer.